I believe in me.
I believe in me.
I believe in you.
I believe in you.
Stand strong. You are powerful.
Stand strong. You are inspiring.
We are fighters. We are ambitious.
We are extraordinary. We are conquerors. Simply Straight Talk, our voices will be heard.
This is Simply Straight Talk. Tune in now, you don't want to miss out. Real conversation, plenty motivation. Keep you thinking and still entertaining. Yeah, I know that you'll enjoy the mottos. Free your voice, it's your choice. Hosted by Reggie B, but you already know. And you gotta check them out and how we roll. Hey, ain't nothing off the table. Give it to you straight. Changing your mindset, talking past mistakes. You ain't gotta wait, time to take off. This is Simply Straight Talk.
All right, it's another episode of your favorite podcast. Today's topic is who I am today versus yesterday. When you think about your past relationships, financial decisions, choices you've made, good or bad, do you see growth or failure? This is a very important question that everyone needs to ask themselves. And you can gain some help with this question right here on the Simply Straight Talk podcast.
I'm Melissa, and this is the Simply Straight Talk podcast, where we engage in solution-based conversations with tips on how to overcome and move past the challenges and struggles we face in life. So join in and let's show the world you got what it takes. It's showtime. Let's hop on this train of motivation.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Simply Straight Talk show. Man, today we're going to talk about who am I today versus yesterday. But as we get started with today's show, man, don't forget to check out the critiquing experience and hear and find out about some great foods, locations that you might be interested in. It's a little bit of a review thing. I think you'll like it, but just go ahead and check it out. It's called the critiquing experience. Now, today we want to talk about who I am today versus yesterday. Now, I think this is a very interesting topic because a lot of us are dealing with the fact of who we are in our past versus our present. Some of the things we've been through in our past and who we are in our present. How has it shaped you? How has it made you into a person that you are today? Has it affected your mindset, your belief, your ideas? That's what we want to talk about today. Because this is something that's really important. I think a lot of people either hate themselves, they lose themselves as far as dealing with their past versus their present. So we want to talk about that today. But how do you feel about the person you are today? Do you feel that you have grown personally and professionally? Do you feel that you are a different person? Do you feel that people accept the new person that you are? Do you feel that people believe the new person that you are? Or do you feel like people may be trying to hold you in your past? They're trying to hold you to a person that you were. But you're somebody new now. You got different visions, you got different dreams, you got different goals. Let's talk about it. Because it's important that you understand about your yesterday of being who you were and today in being who you are and what you're trying to be going forward. Now, think about the things you used to do in your past, how your mindset has changed about money, relationships, your personal space, activities you used to do, whether it was you're clubbing then but not clubbing now. Were you more active or were you inactive? Were you an introvert? Were you an extrovert? The type of people you used to hang around, the type of men or relationships you used to pursue. These are the things that we want to talk about. These are the things we want to talk about. Your beliefs. Have your beliefs changed versus who you were in the past? What are your beliefs now versus your beliefs in the past? I know a little example about me. When I was younger, I thought divorce doesn't happen. I don't believe in divorce. We don't get divorced. But now as I got older, hell yeah. If it's time for a divorce, man, you do that thing. You don't stay in no crazy bad relationship. But anyway, we're going to move on. Let's move on because I have to go back somewhere. But listen, now this brings us to the first question that I want to discuss with you. which is, do you fear your past? Now, when I say fear your past, I mean, do you worry about the things that happened before, and could it affect anything in your present life? You know, were there relationships? Did you go to jail? You know, were you involved in drugs? Was it something that you feel that you did in your past, but you feel if your present people or maybe a present person or relationship, if it came up now, it may alter the way people think about you, the way they feel about you. Will a person who's in a relationship now decide that, no, you're not the type of person I want to be with? And for those of us who at one point of our life may have lost our, at one point of our life when you was younger, you may not have been so religious or so spiritual. So maybe you didn't live your life in a way that you were truly serving God. But now as you've gotten older, you come to find your relationship with God. But because you're now like a different person, you found your relationship with God, that it may have changed the way you see things. But you may worry a little bit that if people knew some of the things you did in your younger life, they may say, you're not a true Christian. You don't know God. Oh, you out here, talking about how you love and serve God, but look what you used to do. That's the point, you used to do. It's called repent, people. It's called forgiveness, okay? But we're not going to get into that. But we touched on that because there's some of y'all out there that's like that, okay? Now, when we talk about fearing your past, having a fear of your past can really affect how you move forward in life. It can make you fearful of getting into relationships. It can make you fearful of trying new things, trying out for new jobs, new opportunities, because you're so afraid of who you were and maybe some of the things you've done that it scares you away from new opportunities. It scares you away from taking chances for that professional and personal growth, to where you can make more money. You can have the job. Some of you want to mentor and be leaders in the community, but you're so afraid of your past. You think that people's going to throw it back in your face. So that's what I mean when I say, do you fear your past? Now, you got to understand something. When you fear your past, you're going to have to get control of that. You're going to have to face it. And that's the key thing about that. When you fear something that happens in your past, and we all know it's always somebody that you grew up with or known when you did a certain thing, you thought a certain way, you acted a certain way. You just got to own up to your past. You got to own up to it. You have to own up to it and face it. But when you do that, acknowledge the fact that that's somebody that you're not today. Understand that you have grown, you have matured, you are a wiser person. That is not who you are today. So now you're somebody that's stronger, wiser, you've evolved, you progressed past your mindset that used to keep you in those things you used to do. So be proud that you have overcame that. You are a different person now. Don't let people put you back in that box, make you doubt yourself. You cannot live your life in fear of your own past. There are so many things in this world that we fear right now. You can't afford to fear your past that you stop living, stop trying to grow, stop trying to better yourself, and stop trying to attain and reach your goals. You cannot live in fear. Living in fear will keep you in a box to where you're going to have resentment, and it's all going to be towards yourself. You're going to be unhappy. You're going to be miserable. And you have to get out of that. Get yourself out of that box. Now, another thing is, you're going to have people who only see you as the person you were, not the person you have become. They don't see you as the person that you have become, the person who you are today. They only see you as the person you were yesterday, back in your past. That's what they see. They don't see the person that has grown. They don't see the person that has matured. The person that has looked at their life and said, you know what? I deserve better. I'm going to be better. Yeah, I used to drink. I used to be an alcoholic. I don't do that stuff now. Yeah, I used to do drugs. I don't do that stuff now. Yeah, I used to run the streets. I don't do that stuff now. But they can't accept those things about you because they only see you as regards to what they knew you, who they knew you as before. Because their mind doesn't envision the best in you. And you got to remember that. People who cannot see you grow, people who cannot see you change, cannot envision a better you in life. They can't envision that you can become better. They don't see the potential of you being a better person. They don't see it. Those are people you don't need in your life. So you got to think about things like that. You got to be mindful about things like that. Because people who don't see you being a better person, they can't see past who you were in your past. They will create doubt about you. They will cause you to start doubting yourself and how far you come in life to become the new person that you are. That's what they will do. Because they only see you as who you were in your past. And because they always want to throw it in your face, they always want to bring it up, it creates doubt. You start to doubt yourself. You start to, am I the same person? Am I the same one that used to do this? Maybe I haven't changed. But the fact is you are. That's why they're throwing it up in your face. Because they don't want to see who you have become today. Now, not to mention, it's frustrating. It's frustrating when certain people keep reminding you of your past. It's so frustrating. And normally, the people that do this are family members and close friends. That's who normally do it. Especially family members. Family members are so good. Oh, you was always an angry person. Oh, you was always a bitter person. Oh, you could never hold a relationship. But now you met somebody, you're in a happy relationship, you've been with that person for 3 years. It could be 10 years, and they will still say, oh, you know, he gonna mess it up. She gonna mess it up. She don't know how to be a good wife. He don't know how to be a good husband. They always say things to try to reflect back on your past. But you have to stand strong and not let those words take root in your life, take root in your relationship. You have to understand and believe that you are a different person. You're a better person. You're not the same person that you were. We have all made mistakes in our past. We have all got little boxes in our closet that we don't want to open. We've tucked them away, and we hope the world forgets about it because we're trying to forget about it. That's why some people actually move away from family and people that they know. They want to get away from them because they want to start a new life to where there's nobody that knows about their past, to where they can have a fresh start. And I talked about that on another show, or maybe it was on my YouTube channel. I did a little video about that, how we're in a society right now that everybody wants to label people. And the labels can be negative, and they want the labels to stick. We're not in a society where people want to see people grow and move past who they are. And instead of acknowledging that a person has grown, they have matured, that this is a person that can see the best in themselves and in life, a lot of people want to hold you to the ground and tie you to the stake and set a fire that burns with your past. That's what they want to do. But you cannot let that happen. Do you know who you are today? What are some of the things that if you think about right now that has changed in your mindset from when you were younger? Because remember we talked about that at the beginning? I said that was the first question I wanted to ask you. What are some of the things that's changed? Have you changed in the way you handle money, the way you deal with money? I mean, from relationships, has the type of person you used to look for in a mate, has that changed? Your personal space. Maybe you was the type of person that loved being in the crowd, loved being in the mix of things. Have you now become somebody that's a little more settled? You want to be on the outskirts? You're not trying to be in the crowd anymore? Maybe your choice of friends and the people you want to hang around has changed. Maybe you're not looking for those people who like the nightlife, the partying. You're looking for the more intellectual groups to hang around. Maybe you're looking for people that challenge you more in life. The activities. Maybe you went from being really athletic to maybe being more creative. You're looking more towards the arts. Those are the things that really inspire you. So what is it that has changed in you that has caused you to become a new person? Have you accepted the fact that these changes have been beneficial to you? These changes have determined that you are not the same person that you were. But do you allow other people to control you by controlling your thoughts, by making you reflect back on your past? Think about this. Have you ever went and visited somebody and the only thing they can talk about is the stuff you used to do in your past? They can't talk about anything relevant to today. They can't talk about, new jobs. They can't talk about current events. Everything for them is the things that you used to do in your past that you no longer do. Yeah, you maybe used to go out and drink every now and then, hang out to 2, 3 in the morning, come home, get up and do it again. But you don't do that anymore. But that's all they can talk about. Because sometimes you have people that they are doing the same thing they was doing 5, 10, 15, 20, and 30 years ago. And they're still doing the same thing. They're in the same house. They're in the same neighborhood. They go to the same bars or clubs or places that they used to go to. But you've evolved past that. Your life and mindset has taken you in a new direction to where that's not who you are. Those are not the things you want to enjoy and you enjoy anymore. You're looking for more mentally challenging things. You still want to do fun stuff, but you have a mature way of thinking about the things that you consider fun. You're not out there trying to lay it with everybody, see how many phone numbers you can get, how many girls you can hit. You mature past that. But listen, we're going to take a little break, and when we come right back, we're going to finish up this topic because I want you to understand that who you are today is important. And even who you were yesterday is important and why it's gotten you to the place you are today.
Don't even think about it. We got more straight talk just for you.
Where can you find tasty food, healthy food, fun surroundings, fine dining, and cool products? The answer is simple. On the Critiquing Experience YouTube channel. Reggie enjoys trying new things and sharing his experience with others. On the Critiquing Experience YouTube channel, you will find out if a product or service actually holds up to its advertised promises. You know what I'm talking about. Restaurants that claim to have down-home Southern cooking, hotels that promise clean rooms and friendly staff, or products that claim to have 10 features, but after you purchase, you find out it only has 3. This channel only publishes honest reviews. Now is the time to subscribe and check out the reviews on the Critiquing Experience YouTube channel. Like what you hear so far? Make sure you never miss a show by clicking the subscribe button now. This podcast is made possible by listeners like you. Thank you for your support. Now back to the show.
Hey, welcome back to the Simply Straight Talk Show, man. Today we are talking about who are you today versus yesterday? Who am I today versus yesterday? And I think this is a very interesting question as we discussed in the first part of the show. A lot of people can get confused about who they were in their past versus who they are now and where they're trying to go. Because as we discussed earlier, a lot of times people will throw your past back up in your face. It makes you question who you are. It makes you question, did you make the right decision? And sometimes it gives you this feeling of guilt that maybe you abandoned people. Maybe you just ran out on people. But the truth is, people do grow. And as they grow, their beliefs, their mindset, things about them change. But when they're dealing with people who cannot see them for who they are, your growth was for a reason. Who you are today has pretty much everything to do with who you were in your past. Everything that has ever happened to you is part of your story. It's your story. It's your story to write. It's your story to tell. It's what made you the person that you are today. So don't look at it as a badge of shame. It's a part of your makeup. Some people are stronger because of some of the things that happened in their past. Some people are stronger because of some of the trials and tribulations that they've been through. Some people have gotten wiser because they have learned from the mistakes they made, the bad decisions. They've learned and they've grown. Your past is a big reflection of who you are. It is a big reflection of what made you the person that you are today. It's a part of your makeup. So you cannot always say, I hate this, I did this. Yes, you may regret some of the things you've done. But the key thing is, how did you handle it? How did you handle the mistakes and decisions from being the person that you were to the person you are today? That's important. So like I said, don't look at it as a badge of shame. It is a part of your makeup. And know your truth. Just because others can't see your personal growth is no reason for you to start doubting and becoming filled with anxiety and stress about your past. Your past is your past. Yes, you may have some financial things that you had to deal with. You may have been in some relationships to where there are things that still sort of tie you to the past. Like you may have had children from a relationship that was a bad thing. But these are the things that you yourself had to go through. You went through these things, okay? You made the decision, accepted. Now it's time for you to move on. And that's what a lot of people have done. A lot of us have baby mamas and baby daddies that don't want their spouse to move on. They don't want them to move past that past relationship. Some of you are dealing with financial challenges from your past. Do not be ashamed of your past. Do not let it become filled with anxiety and stress. It is time for you to move on, to maintain the growth and professional standards you have set and how you're trying to change your life and maintain that change. You actively made a decision to change your life, to do things different. And that is your choice because you want it better in your life. So know your truth. And like I said, just because others can't see your personal growth is no reason for you to become filled with anxiety and stress about your past. And keep in mind, some people don't want you to acknowledge that you have grown in life. They don't want you to accept your growth. They want you to go back to being who you were. They don't want you to change. They don't want you to be better. You know, when people say, oh man, you ain't the same. Well, that's right. You're not the same. You decided you wanted better. You matured. You grow. And maybe it's because they have not progressed in their life that they are unable to deal with the fact that you have progressed. You have changed. You become more stable in your relationship, your financial decisions. You just become a better person. You ain't out here trying to get drunk, hang out in the clubs, go party, throw your money your way. You're trying to save your money. You're trying to buy a house. You're trying to maintain a home. Start your own business. You're trying to become a better person. You may be a person that has maybe cheated or done something to hurt somebody in a relationship that you was with. Okay, you did it. You messed up. You acknowledged it. You moved on. Now you know what you value about yourself and the right person that comes into your life. And like I said, and for some people, it's simply the fact that they see you as the fun person from their past. And they live in those past memories. And I remember when I was speaking earlier on people who every time you get with them, the only thing they want to talk about is things from the past. And you move past that because that's all that they have to hold on to. That's what they're having to hold on to because their life has not moved forward. They're not doing anything new, anything different. So they're trying to lock you into that same thing. But you have grown past that. Now, here's what's important. And you must remember. You got to remember this. Be proud of the fact that you are not the same person you were in your past. And some of us know, let's be honest. There's a lot of people right now listening to my voice. If you be honest with yourself, if you would have remained the person that you were in your past, You would have found yourself in jail. You would have found yourself dead. You probably would have had some type of sexual disease, about to die. You would have got caught up with the wrong crowd. You would never have went back and got your education. You would have never went to college. You never did the things you've done to become who you are now if you would have stayed in the same mindset, if you were living the way you were living when you was in your past. But the fact that you have expanded beyond that, it means you're a better person. You're not the same person from your past. And you got to be proud of that. We have all made mistakes and done things that we may not be proud of. But what makes us a winner? What makes us different? What should give you a sense of pride, a sense of honor, a sense of self-accomplishment is the fact that you overcame your past. The bad decisions, the destructive mindset, and even the wrong that were done to you. These things could have caused you to become someone bitter and filled with hate. And because of that, some people start to feel as if they can't achieve anything in life and that they only deserve the worst in life and they had to accept whatever comes to them. That's how some people live when they don't accept the fact that they move past their past. When you don't move past your past and you constantly believe that your life is built on hurt and pain, you really start to feel like, well, this is all I can get. This is the best in life. This is the best that's ever going to happen to me. So I'm just going to live in these old memories. But you are a different person. Think about the people that went back to school after dropping out of school. Think about the people that went after a job that a few years ago they would have never had went after this job because they would have felt, I don't have the education. I don't have the skill set. There are people out there, single fathers, single mothers, who are raising their kids. There are parents who are together raising their kids, and people told them your marriage would not last, and they have a happy relationship. A happy relationship. There were people that once made bad investments, and people told them you're not good with money, you suck. But the truth is that person learned from their mistakes, and now they're financially stable. You are not what your past was unless you allow yourself to live in your past, unless mentally you live in your past. But I'm confident that a lot of you out there right now have moved past who you were in your past. You're a different person. You've learned, you've grown, and now you're living your life. Now, you may not be a rich and famous on TV or some type of, multimillionaire, or maybe you are. But my point is, you have taken control of your life over your past. So when people try to tell you that you are your past, the truth is you're not, and you know it. Sometimes you got to distance yourself from people who try to hold you to something that you know you're not. Be cordial, be polite, keep it short, and move on. Because you are not who you were. And that's something to be proud of. That's something to be proud of. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be right back with the final thoughts of today's show on the Simply Straight Talk Show.
We'll be back with your host, Reggie, on Simply Straight Talk.
Does your business need help with employee and customer relations? Do you want your consumers to encounter a unique customer experience? If you answered yes to either of these questions, then now is the time to develop a strategic plan for training, keeping in mind that acknowledging there is room for improvement is not a sign of failure. It simply means you're ready to take your organization to the next level. RM Viagem can help you with employee and customer relationship training. Advising employees to smile is simply not good enough. As online services continue to increase while offering convenience as a selling point, customers' expectations of service has taken a dramatic change, and your business service standards must do the same. Let us help you elevate your customer service standards to keep your customers coming back. Go online now at rmviagem.com. That's rmviagem.com to learn more about our services.
Are you ready for the straight truth? Reggie, what's the final word for today?
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Final Thoughts of Today's show. Today we talked about who you are today versus yesterday, because we wanted to get some understanding that a lot of us have moved on and progressed in our life, but sometimes we have to deal with people that don't want to acknowledge the fact that we have grown. We have, grown professionally, we have grown personally, and also we need to be able to accept the fact that we have grown and we have changed. And that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to look at your life and reflect on your past and see the mistakes you made, the bad decisions, the bad financial choices, the bad relationships, but acknowledge the fact that it didn't take you to the point to where you're filled with hate and resentment and anger, but the fact that you saw your situation, no matter how many years or months it took, but you're a different person now. You have grown. You have matured. You have found out that you want to get your life to be on a more stable path. Or maybe you have stabilized your life, your mindset. You're not out there playing that whole game of who I can smash, how many I can smash, how many guys I can get drinks from. You've lost that childish mindset. You've lost that destructive mindset with your body and with your mind. And now you're at the point in your life to where you're looking for more creativity from yourself, more intellectual conversations, more engaging, socially, intellectually, and engaging activities. These are the things you're looking for yourself. You want to start a business. You're tired of working for other people. You're tired of letting other people influence you. You have just grown. You want to live past the memories of the things you used to do. Like I said earlier, that's why some people may not go home as frequently, or they may not talk to certain people they've known for years as much, because every conversation is simply a reflection of how things were 20 and 30 years ago, or 10 years ago, or 5 years ago. Some of you have made a drastic change in your life in 2 years. You've changed your mindset. Your mindset is more positive. You're more focused. You got goals. You're riding on your ambition and your dreams, and you're determined. You're determined to go back to school and get that GED. You're determined to go to college. You're determined to graduate. You're determined to start your own business, write a book, become financially independent. You're determined to have a successful relationship. So you determine that you recognize the things about yourself that has changed and grown within you personally and professionally. And I need you to accept that and understand that you have done something positive and good in your life. Do not be ashamed that you have grown. Do not be ashamed that you have stepped out of what was and stepped into what is and what can be for your life. And the thing I want to tell you, I kind of touched on it early in the show, is sometimes people can't see the potential you have to be a better you. Some people don't want to see it because they're stuck in seeing the old you. People can't see the vision or the dreams you have inside of you. They think that's what it is, just dreams. But no, you have a passion. You have a goal. You have things you want to do. And I applaud you. I recognize you for stepping out and doing these things. Hey, keep going, keep growing, keep being a better you. Keep doing it. Thank you guys for listening to the show. Thank you for checking out the show. And hey, listen, if you've grown, drop a comment down below and let us know how much you've grown in your life. What advice would you give to other people? What would you say to someone who has grown, or someone who's struggling with the fact that they're not the person that they were? Maybe friends and people are sort of dipping away from them or challenging them on becoming a better person. Drop a comment down below, man. Let me know. Share your thoughts. Share your idea, because you never know. Somebody might read your comment and come to realize that that's what they needed to hear to stay on the right path and to change their life for the better. Hey, this is Reggie. I appreciate everybody tuning in and listening. Y'all stay positive. There's a lot of haters out here. I just want to say that. There's a lot of haters in this world. People will lie and make up stuff, but you know what? Just keep rolling on. Stay high. Stay on the good end. Stay, on the higher upper end of the chain. Don't let them drag you down. They're going to tell lies. They're going to talk about you. but keep moving, because that's what we just talked about. You're not the person you were. You're a new person today, but that also includes don't fall into the trap of all these haters out here.
Thanks for joining us on this episode of the Simply Straight Talk podcast. Remember that you can join our email list at simplystraighttalk.com for more fun solution-based conversations. From the Simply Straight Talk crew, stay positive and we'll see you next week.
Simply Straight Talk with your host Reggie B. Come on, let's all join in. Free your voice, it's your choice, all right here. Oh, Simply Straight Talk.